Greetings and welcome to Transforming Learning with Technology's Intro to New Google Sites. My name is Nicholas Gonzalez and I'm from the digital learning team from Boston Public Schools Technology. Today's agenda is this. It's a very super basic approach to new Google Sites, how to ideate, formulate, construct, and publish a Google site. And again, very bare bones, very basic. I'm just going to show you how to start one and how to edit one and how to publish one. There, of course, you can go on to other sites and find some more extensive topics on Google Sites and whatnot, but this one's just going to be very, very basic, just to get the ball rolling. So the first thing you have to understand before you actually construct a site or use a Google site is, understand how your site is going to be used. Is it going to be used for communication purposes? Is it for information purposes? Is it going to be for something like digital portfolios for students? You really have to think about this stuff before you actually start making a website. Okay, so one of our suggestions is to think and write it out first. And again, this is about half the process. You really have to think about who your audience is and why you're making a site. Another thing you have to consider as well is, what is your site going to do that's so different from others? Why is it special? Why can't you use the other site instead of yours? Things you need to ask yourself. And all in all, you want to avoid oversaturation. You want to avoid having too many sites that do the same thing, especially if you're going to make a handful of them. Ask yourself why you need to have like 3, 4, or 5 if you plan to do this, and why not just one. Just some things to think about before you actually start doing site design. Other thing you have to think about is how you want your site to look before you even start designing it. Our advice is to go onto some websites and see. Our advice is to go to some of your favorite websites and to look at what you like about the websites and how they function and their flow and and their appearance. What is something that's cool about the websites? What is something that you like, and bring that back with you when you start designing. Another thing, some other tips that we have from OIT here as well are. You kind of want to make your websites non-text heavy. I mean, if you have a lot of text on a website, it eventually the reader gets turned off or the user gets turned off. So you don't want to have just a full like a Google Doc or a Word document, amount or page on on a website, with 5, 6, 7 paragraphs, 8 paragraphs on one, on your home page, because it turns the user off. What we do suggest is using a lot of multimedia and making a lot of different types of media and making your website more interactive by being able to push certain buttons for to execute certain functions and whatnot. So make it more engaging this way by having images and movies and maybe a calendar, different widgets possibly. But yeah, some things to think about as you go forward with this. So construction, we're going to show you how to get to your new Google Sites. So I'm going to go live, and I'm going to go to my email account. I'm going to go to my drive. Then I'm going to go to new. I'm going to go to more, because usually you won't see sites within this area. I'm going to go to more. And then you're going to go down to Google Sites. Now, the new Google Sites function as a file in your Google Drive. So you have unlimited storage on your Google Sites. So if you want to upload a big image, if you want to upload a very long video or whatnot from your desktop, or if you need to, have something that pumps a lot of memory, that takes up a lot of memory, that's fine, because you have through our BPS accounts we have unlimited storage. So it's not something you have to worry about. So this takes me directly to the back end, which is the designer end of Google Sites. This isn't what the front end user is going to look at. The front end user is going to look at your completed page. All right, so I'm just going to go from left to right, top to bottom, rather quickly. Right? Here is my site symbol. This is the name of my site, and the first thing you should do with any file that you use in Google Drive is name it. I'm going to name this my first page. Here's the undo button. Here's a redo button. Here's a preview button. This is the button that you press in order to see the front end. So if I click on this now, this is my unpublished website would look like this. All right, and this is what it looks like on a desktop. Here's a tablet, and here's a phone. So Google Sites is very good in presenting the different ways it looks on different platforms. Here's the Add Collaborators section. So if you want to add collaborators and add editors to your website, this is where you would do it. This is where people can go in and review a website or help you edit it and whatnot, or help you add to it and construct it. So I'm going to go ahead and put Rihanna's name here. Rihanna is another member of the digital learning team. So I'm going to add her. And now she's co-authoring this with me. If I wanted to, I can switch permissions. I can make her the owner, and I can delete myself, or I can delete her if I no longer want her to be an editor on my page. Here's a publish button. The publish button is really important because, like a Google Doc, or like most of the files within your Google Drive that are Google, you don't need to save anything. It saves it automatically, right? So if I'll change my first page, my banner on my first page to Nick's first Google site, right? And I don't have to save anything. I don't have to press anything to save it. It saves there automatically, right? But what I do have to do in order to make this website live is I have to publish it, right? And so I'm going to publish my site, and I'm going to name it, so because all our Google sites are going to have this domain, sites.google.com, bostonpublicschools.org, then / the name of your choice. So I'm going to call this I'll call this Nick's first Google site. Okay, let's just call this Nick's Google site. And it'll tell you which ones you can use, which names you can use. Right, I'll just call this Nick's site. And here you can also choose if you want people only at bostonpublicschools.org to access it, or anyone on the web. And we suggest you use anyone on the web. And if someone wants to search for your page too, if you want your website to be searchable, then this is what you'll click here. So I'm going to publish this. And now it's live. My site is live. If anyone goes to if anyone goes to sites.google.com / bostonpublicschools.org / Nick's page, they will come to this website. Right? So I published it. I made it live. So every time that you make a change and you want to go live, you have to press publish. It's going to save it within your file. It's going to save whatever you need in your file, but every time you want to make a new change live on the internet, you would press publish. And anytime you want to take your site off the internet, where it's no longer live, it's quote unquote dead, you would click unpublish. So I'm going to unpublish it right now. Okay? So this is a very important thing to understand. Publish is a very important aspect. Publishing is a very important aspect of sites, and not just Google Sites, but site design as well, making it live. These 3 buttons are where I get site analytics. Here's my insert page. Here's help if you need it. Here's insert, so if I want to insert a text box, an image, embed URL, or upload, as well as all these different Google options. Here is where I make my site multi-page. So right now this is my home page, and anybody who clicks on my page or goes to my URL is going to first see this. But if I want to add a page, this is where I would do it. So I'll say Nick's first subpage. So these are just one of the things that, I'm sorry, this is another page that I added to my website. So here's my home page, and you can see right here at the top I have this horizontal menu. On the right, you can click straight to my subpage. Here are the themes. I can change my themes here as well. If I want to change how my site looks, this is how I do it. I can also change the color here as well. Okay, so I'm going to go and click on this, and I'm going to go back to my home page. I can just click here to do that. Okay, I can change my image for my banner here as well. I can change the header type. I can have a banner, a large banner, a regular banner, or a title-only banner. If I wanted to change that out, this is how I do it. Okay, and so now I'm going to start designing on my website, right? So let's say I want to have some content, and I want to have, text. So if I wanted text, I would just click on text, and you'll see it gives you a text box right off the bat, right? And I can have a welcome page. So welcome to my first website. And we suggest that you really try web design, your Google site web design, and getting your hands dirty with your like quote unquote first website where you can sandbox and play around. So if I wanted to make this bigger, I could make this bigger. All right, I can change this text and then this to a bigger size, maybe heading. All right, and let's say right below it, so this is the box that I'm working in, but I want to make another box on the bottom. Right, and I want to have an image in it. So I click on image, and it allows you to search Google for an image of your liking. So let's say I like koala bears, and remember you should only use open licensed images. You should always make sure that they are Creative Commons backed and whatnot. Please don't use any private images or copyrighted images. I mean, if you're not willing to pay. So we suggest changing your search criteria to we suggest you using open-ended and open licensed images. Right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Exactly. See, before using content that you've found, you should verify that you've permitted and check the exact terms and dates. So I've already changed it on my page. So I'm going to go ahead and just press koala. And I want this picture of koala to be in my website, so I'm just going to press select. And you'll see within this new space, I now have a koala bear. And I can move it, and you can see the spacers, the different spacers that will be used within my Google site. So I can change it. I can change the size if I wanted to as well. Lots of pointing and clicking, which makes it really easy to use. Okay. And now I want to publish it. So I'm going to go ahead and publish it. Publish it again. I'm going to get to everyone on the web. Now it's publishing. And you'll see right here as well. I can check to see. Remember, this is what it looks like from the designer side, right? From the back end. I want to see it from the front end now. This is what it'll look like on a phone, tablet, or a desktop. Right? I haven't really done anything in my first subpage, but I'm sure you get the idea. You design it in much the same way as you would the home page and whatnot. Just remember though that your home page is the first thing that people are going to see, so it should jump out. It should be engaging. Right? Your subpages are more for content. So we hope you liked this Google Sites presentation tutorial. Again, it's very basic. Some things to remember: the publish and unpublish buttons. Very important. Works like Google Docs. You don't need to save. Just publish when you want to make a permanent change on the net and when you want it to go live. You have unlimited space. And again, this is really good for simple site construction when you don't know coding languages like HTML, and you want to get something done really quickly. Just remember to think it out before you actually do it. What audience you want, and think why you want to use it, and then ask yourself what type of site you want, and go ahead and construction. So when you get really good at using new Google Sites, you can pump out a really good website in about an hour. Here's just an example of something we've done here at OIT. This is our Hour of Code page. So we have lots of different interactivity. We have links everywhere. We have a map of all the schools that did it, right? That participated in the event this year. It's got different subpages. It's got different subpages, 4 subpages, and as you can see. So this is just one of the examples that we have of great Google Sites, great new Google Sites, and this took us about a day to make. But again, it was really easy, and it was a team effort. But it's just this is the power. This just shows the power that people can wield with new Google Sites. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and we'll be talking to you soon. From the DLT, Nick Gonzalez signing off.